This dog is Quill. He has a bird-shaped mark on his side. The puppy is born among a litter of 5. The 5 puppies are playful in the house. Their owner even couldn't take care of them. Their owner is knowledgeable and expected to take them as guide dogs. But a trainer said that they don't have such a characteristic because a guide dog must be full-blooded. But she persuaded the trainer every day. He had no other ways but accepted only one puppy to train. She called all of them. If there is a nice puppy quietly coming towards her, its size means to say, "What's up?" The trainer will accept that one. She started a simple test. She asked them to come towards her. 4 puppies kept running towards her. Only one puppy stayed still and was running towards her. After some words, it was staring at her. It is Kill. This is Quill's first party. He has to leave his owner, mother and other puppies. A dog guiding training center had picked him up. Kill was introduced to a new couple. The couple will raise him for about 1 year. The trainer told to the couple that the dog doesn't need training in the first year. Let him feel such unconditional love from them, found a close relationship and believe the people will live happily here for a year. When he reached 1 year, his owners took him to a long road. It was so long that Quill was exhausted, going. Kill had no idea what his owners expected him to do. Then he was picked to a car and sit back looking at his owners. He meant to ask why they didn't go with him. The car started. The owners kept following the car and being further. Kill was emotional. This was his second party. Kill was taken to a training center. This place would decide whether Kill could become a guide dog. 5 dogs were gathered in a place for the first test. A trainer gave a shot. 5 dogs. Reactions were different. Running away means being sensitive to the sound. Keeping barking means being shocked easily. Kill stayed still. Kill started being trained. He didn't seem to understanding anything in the beginning. He didn't understand directions or realize obstacles. On that day, when the trainer was tired, he told Krull to wait there. The trainer was back to another work and forgot Kill waiting. Then the trainer took another dog there after a few hours and found Kill still waiting for him. It turned out that Kill had been waiting for him for several hours. This is exactly a basic characteristic of a guide dog. Wait its owner stay calm. A normal dog would play anywhere and be curious of everything. It will take advantage of its characteristic every minute for a guide dog being patient as its great characteristic. In the end, there was a training exercise of being modest, only go in a straight way of being quiet. Don't be interrupted by food, noise or any other elements. Don't bite people or even don't chatter its teeth. There is no case over the world that a guide dog is harmful, but people still don't accept guide dogs. The first owner of the guide dog Quill was an naughty man. He is a typical Japanese man. He is scared of dogs, but he doesn't admit it. He could go on his way for several years until he found a guide dog in his middle age. But he couldn't companion immediately with Quill. At first the center had to train Kill, even though the man was familiar with Quill already. Although Quill stopped at the obstacle, the man still continued going. As the result, he fell down. He blamed Quill for being a bad dog, experiencing a training course. Quill went for a test well stopped in front of a staircase, but its owner didn't stop. No problem. He could stand back. The final test ended. All people received guide dog owning certificates. Only Quill's owner did not. This pair couldn't graduate, the owner said. Lonely on the bench, Kill felt his disappointment. It stood wag. Its tail licked his hand. He felt encouraged. He continued training courses, learn how to stay calm and listens to Quill's guidelines. One day, when stars were inattentive, he took call to buy beer, but there were 3 vending machines. He had no idea which one sold beer. When he chose incorrectly, Will sneezed continuously. He listened to Kill, chose another machine, and he finally found beer. In the end, he could graduate. The life of a guide dog officially began. The owner, took Will to come home, started to take Kill as an example to teach his native son. He said Quill hadn't screamed when being bitten by other dogs. It didn't even go up when it was working, so you had to learn from it. In the beginning, he refused. Any supervisor took Quill out by himself. As a result, this caused traffic jam. Japanese people's culture is very strange. A long line of traffic behind him didn't make any horn. Then the owner was criticized by the trainer, asked to be supervised for at least 1 week. If not, both of the owner and Quill would die. It seemed that owning a guide dog is quite challenging. The owner didn't stop praising Quill with his colleagues. When another blind man took Quill, it would be back with only a call on a heavily rainy day when his son took Quill out. Then the son was scolded. The son scolded at Quill, then forgot to lock the door. Quill thought that it did something wrong and left the house. Then the owner found Quill in another house. He was angry and turned around. Actually, the owner didn't want to do it. When he could touch Quill, he hugged him tightly. They were companions for 2 years. One day, when the owner felt unwell, he went to see, despite not being asked to go with Quill, felt something bad and followed him. After that, the owner got sick and hospitalized. Quill was side by side with him anytime. On that day, the trainer came to the hospital to take Quill when the son took Quill to the trainer. He didn't say anything with his father and took a go. At that time, the owner waved his hand like a goodbye to Quill. It turned out that he could listen but not say goodbye. Since then, the owner used to be hospitalized. Other people took care of him, so a guide dog was unnecessary. Quill waited him for 3 years until a day when it heard something familiar and became excited. That was exactly his owner coming. Was he coming to pick it up? The owner took its leash and went along with Quill in 30 meters, then told it that it was enough. It turned out that was a goodbye to Quill. Then the owner passed away. In the funeral, Quill stood along, looking at its owner. It kept staring at his owner. Every time Quill was such a great guide dog, it remained calm in a whole life. The way back to the training center was just a normal one. It was not required to work, but it still stopped at the staircase like a habit to remind its owner of an obstacle. They continued walking. After a while, they came to the owner's house. The one just passed away. The train saw a cage in front of the house, suddenly told Quill that it was such a normal guide dog, but it was the best at first. When watching this movie, people would not understand why the owner said that. They then found the truth. The owner was hospitalized 3 years ago and gave Quill back to the center, but they still kept